Mothers, how did your child save your life without you knowing? My 7-year-old daughter Maya came home from school and asked me why daddy puts the special white powder in my coffee every morning before I wake up. I laughed and told her it was probably just sugar or creamer, but she insisted, no mommy, the white powder from the little baggie he hides behind the flour. He only does it when you're still sleeping. I thought she was confused about cooking ingredients. Maya kept talking about it though. Daddy whispers to the powder before he puts it in like he's saying a prayer. That seemed odd, but I dismissed it until Maya drew a picture during art class. Her teacher called me concerned. It showed daddy putting something in a cup while mommy was sleeping in bed. There was a skull and crossbones drawn above the cup. When I asked Maya about it, she said, that's the danger symbol from daddy's phone. He looks at pictures of the white powder and they all have that symbol. That weekend, I decided to wake up early and pretend to still be asleep. I heard my husband in the kitchen opening cabinets quietly. Through barely open eyes, I watched him retrieve something from behind the flour container. It was a small plastic baggie with white powder inside. He carefully measured some into my coffee mug, then stirred it thoroughly. He whispered something I couldn't quite hear, but it sounded like just a little more each day. I waited until he left for his morning jog, then examined the baggie he'd hidden. There was no label, just fine white powder. I took a sample to my friend who works at a medical lab. She tested it discreetly and called me that evening, panicked. This is arsenic trioxide, she said. Where did you get this? I couldn't speak. This amount, given daily, would cause gradual organ failure over months. It would look like natural illness. I confronted my husband that night. What's the white powder you put in my coffee? His face went completely pale. What white powder? The one behind the flour. Maya told me. He claimed it was a special vitamin supplement for my health, but couldn't explain why he hid it or why there was no label. Maya must have misunderstood, he said, but his hands were shaking. The next morning, I pretended to drink my coffee, but poured it down the sink when he wasn't looking. I installed a hidden camera in our kitchen while he was at work. The footage was horrifying. He measured the powder carefully, muttering, she'll never suspect, and the insurance money will be worth it. He'd been slowly poisoning me for 3 months. I called the police immediately. When they searched our house, they found his laptop with research about undetectable poisons and a $500,000 life insurance policy he'd taken out on me 6 months ago. His search history showed how long does arsenic poisoning take and symptoms of natural death. My husband was arrested for attempted murder. During the trial, Maya's teacher testified about her drawings and comments. The prosecutor said I would have died within 2 more weeks based on the arsenic levels in my blood. My husband got 15 years in prison. The insurance company investigated and found he'd been planning this for almost a year. He'd even been having an affair with his secretary, promising her they'd be together once I was gone. During the divorce proceedings, I discovered he'd been stealing from my personal savings account to buy the poison online. We lost our house because of legal fees, but Maya and I moved in with my parents. At the custody hearing, the judge awarded me full custody and terminated his parental rights entirely. Maya still draws pictures, but now they're of us baking cookies together in grandma's kitchen. No more white powder, no more secret baggies. Last week, Maya made me a card that said, Mommy, I'm glad I saved you. That's when I realized my daughter didn't just save my life, she saved her own future too, because she would have grown up believing her father was a hero instead of learning the truth about the monster who tried to murder her mother.